Hi, Terra Nova friends. We're here to read chapter 14. Just a little summary so far. We have Opal, and in the last chapter, we know that she likes to get to work early with Winn Dixie. She heads over there, they're in a routine, and they get there and they listen to Otis playing the guitar for the animals. And then she starts her work. She likes to arrange things, get Otis's shelves all nice and tidy because she doesn't think he has an eye for arranging things, but she thinks she does. And then she goes and visits Miss Franny Block and Gloria Dump after she gets her work done. But she comes in, she crosses paths with Stevie Dewberry and Dunlap, and they make fun of her for hanging out with old ladies. And she calls them names, and she doesn't like that she's getting made fun of. And she goes to Gloria Dump, tells her about it, and Gloria Dump kind of takes a little bit of a twist on it and says that maybe she should try to give them a chance and maybe befriend them. But Opal doesn't like the suggestion and decides that she doesn't like the idea. And we're on to chapter 14. Let's see if she has a change of heart and maybe decides to let the boys in and be her friend. We're not sure. Maybe. Let's continue. Chapter 14. Sometimes I told Gloria the story Miss Franny Block had just told me. Or I imitated Otis tapping his pointy-toed boots and playing for all the animals, and that always made her laugh. And sometimes I made up a story, and Gloria Dump would listen to it all the way through from beginning to end. She told me she used to love to read stories, but she couldn't anymore because her eyes were so bad. Can't you get some really strong glasses? I asked her. Child, she said, they don't make glasses strong enough for these eyes. One day, when the storytelling was done, I decided to tell Gloria that Otis was a criminal. I thought maybe I should tell an adult about it, and Gloria was the best adult I knew. Gloria, I said. Mm-hmm, she said back. You know Otis? I don't know him, but I know what you tell me about him. Well, he's a criminal. He's been in jail. Do you think I should be afraid of him? What for? I don't know. For doing bad things, I guess. For being in jail. Child, said Gloria, let me show you something. She got up out of her chair real slow and took hold of my arm. Let's the two of us walk all the way to the back of this yard. Okay, I said. We walked, and Winn Dixie followed right behind us. It was a huge yard, and I had never been all the way back in it. When we got to a big old tree, we stopped. Look at this tree, Gloria said. I looked up. There were bottles hanging from just about every branch. There were whiskey bottles and beer bottles and wine bottles, all tied on with string. And some of them were clanking against each other and making a spooky kind of noise. Me and Winn Dixie stood and stared at the tree, and the hair on top of his head rose up a little bit, and he growled deep in his throat. Gloria Dump pointed her cane at the tree. What you think about this tree? I said, I don't know. Why are all those bottles on it? To keep the ghosts away, Gloria said. What ghosts? The ghosts of all the things I done wrong. I looked at all the bottles on the tree. You did that many things wrong? I asked her. Mm-hmm, said Gloria. More than that. But you're the nicest person I know, I told her. Don't mean I haven't done bad things, she said. There's whiskey bottles on there, I told her, and beer bottles. Child, said Gloria Dump, I know that. I'm the one who put 'em there. I'm the one who drank what was in 'em. My mama drank, I whispered. I know it, Gloria Dump said. The preacher says that sometimes she couldn't stop drinking. Mm-hmm, said Gloria again. That's the way it was. That's the way it is for some folks. We get started and we can't get stopped. Are you one of those people? Yes, ma'am, I am. But these days, I don't drink nothing stronger than coffee. Did the whiskey and beer and wine, did they make you do the bad things that are ghosts now? Some of them, said Gloria Dump. Some of them I would have done anyway, with alcohol or without it, before I learned. Learned what? Learned what is the most important thing. What's that? I asked her. It's different for everyone, she said. You find out on your own. But in the meantime, you get to remember, you can't always judge people by the things they done. You got to judge them by what they are doing now. You judge Otis by the pretty music he plays and how kind he is to them animals, because that's all you know about him right now. All right? Yes, ma'am, I said. And them Dewberry boys? You try not to judge them too harsh either, all right? All right, I said. All right then, said Gloria Dump, and she turned and started walking away. Winn Dixie nudged me with his wet nose and wagged his tail. When he saw I wasn't going, he trotted after Gloria. I stayed where I was and studied the tree. I wondered if my mama, wherever she was, had a tree full of bottles. And I wondered if I was a ghost to her, the same way she sometimes seemed like a ghost to me. Chapter 14 was a lot. So we learned a lot about Gloria Dump and how she has some ghosts in her past and how she was very similar to Opal's mom and that they both had a drinking problem. And that was why Opal's mom left, because we learned that from the preacher. And Gloria Dump showed her that tree where she saw all of those bottles, and that's representing the ghosts of all the things she's done wrong, and that she tells Opal to not judge people for the bad things they've done wrong because they can turn themselves around. So she says, don't judge Otis and think about how you know him now and the great music that he plays and how he takes care of those pets, and to not judge the Dewberry boys and don't be too harsh on them and maybe try to accept them for the good that maybe Opal can find in them. So we learned a lot in chapter 14, and we will visit chapter 15 next. Thank you for visiting and joining me for our read aloud. I will see you tomorrow. I will see you soon. And remember, I miss you. Keep working hard. Thank you for sharing with me all of your hard work, all of your awesome work on Google Classroom. And keep checking out our Clever account because I've added a lot of new things on there, some great resources. So make sure you hop on there and check it out. See you soon. Bye.